Hi, how are you doing? In this video, I like to show my experience of attending a 3-day seminar called the Millionaire Mind Experience. I have social anxiety, so this video is created to show the social anxiety person's perspective about the seminar. First, let me briefly introduce my social anxiety situation. Some time ago, I started meeting my therapist for depression. Then I noticed that I also have social anxiety. Many times, as you probably know, depression comes with anxiety. I've not taken any anti-anxiety meds though. I only have an herbal liquid called Remedy. I sometimes take that. Regarding depression, several years ago, I used to take 2 kinds of antidepressants. And I got busy and started forgetting to take meds. Beginning of this year, I started a new antidepressant. There are several reasons why I acquired depression and social anxiety. Explaining it will be a long story, so I'm not gonna talk about it here though. It seems that I've had social anxiety since I was a kid. Now, I'm in my middle age. I can somewhat function with normal life. I used to work and take online courses, but lately, for more than half a year, for some reasons, I tend to get stuck in my place. I'm an introvert. I rarely go out other than to see my therapist or for grocery shopping. About 2 months ago, I wrote a post in Facebook. A girl replied to my post saying something like, "You need to change your mindset," and recommended me to attend the Millionaire Mind Experience. The abbreviation is MME. It seems that my anxiety or depression or whatever was even showing up in my Facebook post, which startled me. Not just that, she was in France. A girl several thousand miles away had noticed my unusual psychological state in just a Facebook post. I contemplated for a while. Then I realized that I needed to change my mindset, as she pointed out. Moreover, actually, I was sick of my situation, feeling stuck. I didn't know anything about the seminar MME until the girl mentioned it, so I researched it. It was a 3 days free seminar. It sounded too good and I became skeptical. A free 3 days seminar? On top of it, the title is Millionaire Mind. It's even more scary. On top of it, it's live seminar. What are they gonna do with Millionaire Mind in free 3 days live seminar? That sounded pretty funky and unnerving to me. One reason why I didn't feel comfortable with the seminar might be because I and my husband had bad experience, which we ended up buying $8,000+ timeshare. I know we were pretty stupid. That was a painful experience and expenditure. I refused to repeat that kind of stupidity. Back to the story of MME. So I researched, read and watched many former attendees' reviews about the seminar. Then I somewhat understood that I will not get ripped off as long as I remain firm about not to spend any money for emotional upsells. In next meeting with my therapist, I asked her if she heard anything about MME and if she thinks it's okay for me to attend. She didn't know MME. However, she was like, "Go ahead, enjoy." She looked excited that I brought up a seminar to attend. Also, it was a good timing. The seminar would be held in my area in 1 month. So I booked a seat for the seminar for free. I was kind of excited to go to a seminar because I've never attended any live seminar before. I think my psyche was good enough to feel somewhat excited. At the same time, I was anxious and skeptical. So I went to check the seminar location a couple weeks before. One more thing I need to mention is that I'd been suffering a severe case of dermatitis a couple weeks before this seminar and was taking prednisone, an oral steroid medicine, for 2 weeks. Although prednisone is not good for our health at all, I needed to take it because my dermatitis was real bad. My doctor called it dermatitis emergency. When I was a kid, I used to sometimes suffer heat rash type dermatitis, but I've never experienced this bad case of dermatitis. I think it started from heat rash and changed to contact dermatitis. Couldn't figure out the cause because, as I mentioned previously, I was pretty much stuck in my place, hadn't gone to anywhere new, no new food, no new detergent or no new nothing. Now my skin situation is back to normal pretty much, and I'm not taking prednisone anymore. By the way, I'm planning to make a video for it later. The prednisone might have affected my psyche somehow. Then time passed, the day of the seminar. I'm not gonna lie, I was anxious. One more thing, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't wanna go. I was kinda like a whining crazy inside. But I went. I dragged myself out of my place, figuratively speaking. The registration of the seminar starts at 8 a.m. 17-minute driving to get there. And I left my place at 7 a.m. because I'm worrisome. While driving freeway at an on-ramp, I was stuck in traffic for like 5 minutes. It was a Friday morning. While stuck in the traffic, I was like, is this traffic some kind of message for better not to go to the seminar? I wanted to go back home, but I didn't because the reason why I signed up for this seminar was to change my current situation, feeling of being stuck. After a while, I got slightly excited somehow. I reached the parking lot of the seminar hotel way earlier, like 30 minutes earlier. This habit of reaching at the destination way earlier shows my character. Being on time is more like being late for me. Seminar started. In each break time, I had inner struggles of, I wanna go home. It's pretty stupid to stay here, dance and sing, and I feel stupid. I understand that dancing and singing to instantly change psychological state of whatever they explained, which I don't remember. High five with my neighbors whom I don't know, saying, you have a millionaire mind, you're awesome. Anyway, this is stupid. I didn't come here to become stupid. I'm obviously feeling uncomfortable. Maybe I don't need to stay here. Maybe I just buy some Herb Akers or the CEO's book called Pivot or the presenter Dennis Cummings' book. Maybe the better use of my time. But I don't like reading, so I'll find some audiobooks in Amazon or somewhere and I listen to them and I'll be good. I'm well informed. That's it. Let's go home. I texted things like that to my husband in break times, several times. The biggest struggle was during lunchtime. The urge of, I wanna go home was hard to control, but I knew I better stay here because I decided to change. Remembering the girl who recommended me to attend this seminar. Yup, that's right. I was exhausted with stupid dancing and stupid singing in public, which I rarely done in my everyday life, and stupid affirmation or chanting or whatever, which I also rarely done in my everyday life. And they asked me to partner up with somebody, which also rarely done in my life. When partnered up with some people, some of them didn't look that happy when they found out that they have to partner up with me, who got the lower than average looking middle-aged chubby colored woman. However, after having conversation with them for the exercises, they didn't show the awkwardness to me anymore though. Always the first impression they show me when they look at me get me nervous. This process of partnering up had done not just a couple times during the 3-day seminar, but more like several times, and I was exhausted. That must show that I'm a typical social anxiety person. The dancing, singing, saying affirmations and chanting, partnering up, grouping up with people whom I've never met before were more than enough to exhaust me, physically and psychologically. I sometimes hit myself in the restrooms. By the way, their restrooms are clean and nice, so I was comfortable there. And on top of it, I didn't have enough energy, i.e. I was hungry. In their flyer, in what to bring section, it says snacks to eat between meal breaks that are easy to pack and eat, such as granola bars. What I understood was to bring something easy and light to eat. So I brought 2 protein bars. Calorie-wise, granola bars and protein bars are almost the same. Nutrition-wise, it's better than just the granola bars. They just asked attendee to bring some light snacks, so I kind of expected that they might provide some kind of light food. In their flyer, the course details saying 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. for all 3 days. Normal person doesn't last 12 hours daytime, only with a couple of energy bars. That's another reason why I thought that they might provide some light meals for attendees, even though that's a free seminar. but it might be possible if they are making enough profit out of the free seminars. However, my expectation was wrong. They didn't provide any solid food. The hotel had a nice orange-infused ice water all over for self-serve, but it didn't provide much calories. On top of it, the protein bar that I brought tasted awful. Tasted kinda like moistened cardboard. I didn't feel like eating it, but I was so exhausted and hungry, so I anyway ate it without tasting it, more like shoveled that into my esophagus. On top of it, I was still recovering from bad dermatitis. My skin situation was way better compared to a week before though. Still, I was on the prednisone course, almost the end of it though. Still, I was not quite feeling completely normal yet. I was exhausted physically and psychologically, and calorie intake was not enough, and the protein bar tasted awful, and I felt miserable. And I wanted to go home, but I didn't, because I wanted to change my situation. So I stayed until the end of the day, 6 p.m. I came back to my place at 6:30 p.m. As soon as I got back in my place, I crashed. I can't move and I'm starving. I was miserable and upset and mess. When my husband asked me about the seminar, I couldn't talk. Instead, I whined like crazy laying on my bed, I remember. More like I didn't have any physical and psychological energy left in me. Actually, due to food shortage, on a day, I was depriving calorie. That's an obvious, logical reason though. The second day was pretty much same as my first day, up to lunch break. The urge of I wanna go home was still there until the lunchtime. After that, I probably started getting used to the seminar and finally started enjoying dancing and singing and high-fiving to neighbors, affirmation saying and chanting and whatever. Like, what the H? I might as well enjoy it if I can't go home. Looking at one of my exercise partner who awkwardly dancing in the middle of the crowd, something changed in me. Because of my bad experience with the protein bar on the day before, I prepared for the second day. I brought some sandwiches and fruits, and I made sure to boost up my energy level by eating some candies or fruits during breaks. That must have worked out. On the second day, the seminar started at 8 a.m. and finished at 6:30 p.m. I came back to my place around 7 p.m. I didn't crash. I was fine. I even had enough energy left for explaining about the seminar to my husband. The third day was different. I even sensed that some steroid was injected to my brain. Of course, it's figuratively speaking. It was Sunday, so no traffic on the way to the seminar location in the morning. I was driving as if flying, and the crazy thought suddenly shot me like, I can be a social butterfly, which I've never felt in my life. Don't get me wrong, I was not doing any hallucinogenics nor stimulants. It was my last day of the prednisone short course though. I wonder if prednisone caused the unusual sense of I can be a social butterfly. My analysis of the factors that led me to sense I can be a social butterfly. I think the social anxiety person feeling I can be a social butterfly is pretty weird and funky, but it happened to me and it was real then. So I analyzed myself. I remember reading something like some people feel big while taking prednisone. Because it's steroid, people associate steroid and big muscles. I might be one of them. Probably all the combination of taking steroid at the moment, singing and dancing and saying affirmations and chanting and high-fiving and to the neighbors saying, you got the millionaire mind and you're awesome, activated dopamine and it started running in my body. And I remember to keep energy running by starting with morning coffee as a stimulant, some toast with jam, ate some candies or fruit in each breaks. For lunch, I brought sandwiches. Again, candies in each breaks in afternoon until the end of the seminar to keep my energy running. Caution, I might be wrong, FYI only. Not for people with diabetes and other various ailments. Please consult your doctor. Of course, everybody's different. I don't think that trying all the factors that I mentioned previously is going to lead to the same results as mine, like I can be a social butterfly. All sorts of factors are interconnected to create psychological change. I just wanted to get through the seminar. To accomplish that, I needed to pump the sugar up in me every 2 hours or so. And concurrently, I happened to be taking prednisone, which might make me feel big, although it's a harmful drug, and it tends to lead to diabetes. So combination of sugar and prednisone should be avoided. And singing and dancing and high-fiving, affirmations, chanting, etc. All the above just worked out to the max in my case, I guess. Anyhoo, whether it's false sense or whatever, I thought that I wanted to keep the new sense of I can be a social butterfly as long as possible. Conclusion. If you are bottom-out depressed, do not attend this seminar. I mean it. It'll be too much. This seminar will hurt you. It's just too long, too much involvement with strangers, and consumes too much energy when you're really anxious or depressed. If you're recovering or feeling sick of your situation and want to get out of it badly, if you have that kind of energy built up in you, this 3-day seminar can be a shock therapy for you. The shock therapy isn't easy. It comes with tons of struggles, as I showed in this video. That's just my case. Different people would have different kinds and degrees of struggles, which I never know. And most of all, it's free. What's better than free 3 days live shock therapy? Shock therapy usually costs a lot, doesn't it? The topic is about money and becoming rich. You can learn a lot of tips about money there too. Actually, this is the main focus of this seminar though. And I'm not going to say, I did it, so can you? Never. That sounds just so superficial, especially for people who's suffering psychological ailments. That is just the wrong phrase. If you think you're ready for this challenge, take this opportunity. Use this opportunity as a shock therapy for social anxiety. If you think you are not ready, please take really good care of yourself. Epilogue. I went to see my therapist after attending the seminar and told her about the seminar like what I told you in this video. I remember she was laughing, so I must have entertained her explaining what I experienced those 3 days. Also, I told her it was a shock therapy for me. She still looked like almost laughing. At the same time, I was feeling pretty good explaining my experience of the 3-day seminar. Then I thought, maybe I can make this experience into a video. Maybe my experience may entertain some people, and maybe this video may help some people suffering social anxiety. Thus, I made this video. One more thing. I wonder if New Peaks Training, the company that offered this seminar, may not like this my video content because I'm recommending to use this seminar as shock therapy for social anxiety people. If so, please let me know. Thank you for watching this long video. And most of all, please take really good care of yourself.